Hello and welcome to Leeroy Gaming, where today we are going to continue our deep dive into the classes of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And today's focus is going to be on the Warpriest, and it is because of a viewer request by Zenny B. So thank you, Zenny B, for requesting Warpriest to go next. If you're new to my videos, they are going to be long. They're going to be extensive. You will want to use the timestamps in the description below, unless you want to watch my entire video, which would be amazing. But if you want to jump around, those will definitely be in the video. Now, do note that I have a specific format that I've adapted. So when we go over the base class, as in the Warpriest that we're going to go over first, I will be going in depth on every single element of the class. And then when we look at the subclasses, when there are repetitions of features, I will kind of reference them, but I'm not going to go in depth on those. We're going to focus on the differences. And of course, if you want to basically get a thorough look at the common features, you're just going to want to use the timestamp for the base Warpriest class to reference those. Okay, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the Warpriest. So, Warpriests are capable of calling upon the powers of the gods in the form of blessings and spells. Warpriests blend divine magic with martial skill. They are unflinching bastions of their faith, shouting gospel as they pummel foes into submission and never shy away from their challenge to their beliefs. While clerics might be subtle and use discipline to accomplish their aim, Warpriests aren't above using violence whenever the situation warrants it. In many faiths, Warpriests form the core of the church's martial force, reclaiming lost relics, rescuing captured clergy, and defending the church's tenet from all challenges. So kind of a hybrid between a cleric and a paladin. So let's take a look at the commonalities of the Warpriest. Okay, now do note that Warpriests have 3/4 BAB, so they don't have the full BAB of martial classes, for example, but at the same time, they don't have the half BAB of a pure caster either. Now, you are going to get a deity selection. And so what's important about that, if you want to know about the full list of deities, as well as their related domains, you can check out my extensive video I did on deities and domains. It goes in depth on all those. So do check that out in my deep dive classes playlist. You're going to get Warpriest weapon and armor proficiencies, so they're proficient of all simple and martial weapons, as well as the favored weapon of their deity, and with all armor, heavy, light, and medium, and shields, except tower shields. You're going to also get the ability to do spontaneous casting, so a good Warpriest or neutral Warpriest of a good deity can channel stored spell energy into healing spells that he did not prepare ahead of time. Warpriest can expand any prepared spell that isn't an orison, which is like a level 0 spell, to cast any cure spell of the same level or lower. I don't know why you would want to do lower, but a cure spell is any spell of cure in a name. Evil Warpriest or neutral Warpriest worshipping an evil deity can't convert spells to cure spells, but can convert them to inflict spells. Inflict spells is any spell that inflict in a name. So a Warpriest that is neither good nor evil, and whose deity is neither good nor evil, chooses whether he can convert spells into either cure spells or inflict spells. Once the choice is made, it is permanent. Choice also determines whether the Warpriest channels positive or negative energy. Next, you're going to get a feature called Blessings. Now, there is a whole list of blessings. At the end of this Warpriest kind of class video, I'll preview those. But I will also create a separate video going over all of the blessing options. A Warpriest deity influences his alignment, what magic he can perform, his values, and how others see him. Each Warpriest can select 2 blessings from among those granted by his deity. Each deity grants a blessings tied to his domains. Each blessing grants a minor power at 1st level and a major power at 10th level. Warpriest can call upon the power of his blessings a number of times per day, and any combination equal to 3 plus 1/2 the Warpriest level, to a maximum of 30 times per day, the 20th level. Each time he calls upon any one of his blessings, it counts against his daily limit. Save VC for these blessings equals to 10 plus 1/2 Warpriest level, plus Warpriest wisdom modifier. So you're going to get 2 of those choices. You're also going to get your sacred weapon. So at first level, weapon wielded by a Warpriest are charged with the power of his faith. In addition to the favored weapon of his deity, Warpriest can designate a weapon as a sacred weapon by selecting the weapon with the weapon focus feat. If he has multiple weapon focus feats, the ability applies to all of them. Whenever Warpriest hits with his sacred weapon, the weapon damage is based on his level and not the weapon type. That Warpriest can decide to use the weapon's base damage instead of the sacred weapon damage. This increase in damage does not affect any other aspect of the weapon and doesn't apply to alchemical items, bombs, or other weapons that only deal energy damage. So this is obviously going to be more useful when you're a higher level, where that total damage is going to be statistically more likely to be higher than the base damage. So like a level 1, a weapon that does 1d8 damage, for example, or 2d6 or something like that is likely to be better to be utilized as that 2d6 as opposed to your base level. But it'll become more and more useful to use sacred weapon as you increase in level. Now at level 2, you're going to get Fervor. Warpriest can draw upon powers of his faith to heal wounds or harm foes. You can use this ability quickly to cast spells that aid in struggle. Ability can be used a number of times per day, equal half Warpriest level plus wisdom modifier. By expending one of his abilities, a good Warpriest, or one who worships a good deity, can touch a creature to heal it 1d6 points of damage, plus an additional 1d6 points of damage for every 3 Warpriest levels he possesses above 2nd. It's going to max at 7d6 at 20th level. Using abilities is a standard action, unless the Warpriest targets himself, and then it's a swift action. So similar to the way that Lay on Hands works. Alternatively, the Warpriest can use the ability to harm an undead creature, dealing the same amount of damage you would otherwise heal with the melee touch attack. Using Fervor in this way is a standard action that provokes an attack of opportunity. Undead do not receive a saving throw against damage. This counts as positive energy. So, and then Evil Warpriest can do the opposite, where they do damage to living creatures. You're going to get some bonus combat feats starting at level 3. In this case, a level 3 and every even level after that. So in this case, though, it looks like they're going to get a 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 18. You're gonna get a bonus feat in addition to those gained from normal advancements. Bonus feat must be selected from those listed as combat feats. So also known as fighter bonus feats, but again, here it's going to be for Warpriest. You're going to get the ability to channel energy at 4th level. So starting at 4th level, Warpriest can release a wave of energy by channeling the power of the faith through his holy or unholy symbol. Energy can be used to deal or heal damage depending on the type of energy channeled and the creature targeted. Using this ability is a standard action and expends 2 uses of your Fervor ability and doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. Warpriest must present a holy or unholy symbol to use the ability. Good Warpriest, or one that worships a good deity, channels positive energy and can choose to heal living creatures or deal damage to undead creatures. And basically, the evil Warpriests are going to do the opposite: channel negative energy, damage undead, or heal undead, or damage living. You're going to again get the sacred weapon buff. So starting with 4th, Warpriest gains the ability to enhance one sacred weapon. Divine power is a swift action. Gives you +1 enhancement bonus for every 4 levels beyond 4th. Bonus increased by 1. So at 20th level will be +5. The Warpriest has more than one. If you have more than one sacred weapon, you can enhance another of the following round by using another swift action. Warpriest can use the ability a number of rounds per day equal to the Warpriest level. They do not need to be consecutive. The bonuses stack with any existing bonuses the weapon might have, to a maximum of +5. Warpriest can enhance a weapon with any of the following weapon's special abilities. So Brilliant Energy, Flaming Frost, Keen and Shock. Those all have equivalency values to their scores. So if you get Keen, it's gonna. I don't remember if Keen is +2 or +3. But you could, for example, choose that and then, also make the weapon a +2, for example. So Keen +2 weapon. At higher levels, you'll have enough to do that. In addition, if the Warpriest is chaotic, you can add anarchic. I don't know. If he's evil, he can add Unholy. If he's good, he can add Holy. Lawful lets you add Axiomatic. Adding any of these special abilities replaces an amount of bonus equal to the special ability's base cost. Duplicate abilities do not stack. Weapon must have at least a +1 enhancement bonus before any other special abilities can be added. So if you want to add an ability that has a +2 bonus, that's got a +2 cost or 2 cost, you're going to need to make sure that you have a total pool of at least +3. +1 to make it a plus weapon, and then, for example, +2 to buff an additional ability that costs 2 points. You're going to get Sacred Armor at 7th level, so the Warpriest gains the ability to enhance armor with divine powers as swift action. You get +1 armor enhancement bonus for every 3 levels beyond 7th, increases +1, so maximum of +5 at level 19. Warpriest can use this ability number of minutes per day equal to his Warpriest level. Duration must be used in 1 minute increments, but they don't need to be consecutive. And this basically works the same way as the Sacred Weapon. It can stack with any additional bonuses. It can only max up to +5. And you can enhance armor of any of the following armor special abilities: energy resistance, normal, improved, and greater. Those are 3 tiers of them. Fortification, heavy, light, or moderate. Glamored, and spell resistance 13, 15, 17, and 19. And adding any of these special abilities replaces an amount of bonus equal to the special ability base cost. For the purpose of Glamored, counts as +1, energy resistance is +2, improved energy resistance +4, greater energy resistance counts as +5. Duplicate abilities don't stack, and armor must have at least a +1 enhancement bonus before any other ones apply. So, yeah, I'm curious how that works. If greater energy resistance counts as +5, but you also need to have a baseline +1. Does that mean that the armor can have like a total value of +6? I always thought it was capped at +5, but apparently, according to this, it's not, if it needs to have a +1 base enhancement bonus before getting anything else. Any experts out there, if you want to clarify in the comments description, that would be greatly appreciated. And here you're going to notice it just shows the progression of the Sacred Armor and Sacred Weapons as it goes +2, +3, +4, and +5. And finally, at 20th level, the Warpriest can channel an Aspect of War, growing in power and martial ability. Once per day as a swift action, Warpriest can treat his level as the base attack bonus. So instead of being 3/4 Bab, you're full Bab. You're going to gain damage reduction 10 against everything, so it can't be bypassed. It can move at full speed regardless of the armor you're wearing or encumbrance. Additionally, the blessings you can pull up calls upon don't count against its daily limit during the time. It lasts 1 minute, so for 10 rounds, if you want, you could spam, blessings, for example, or just be a battle badass. So that is the base Warpriest class. Now let's take a quick preview of the laws. Again, this is the list really quick here. I'm going to call them out and mouse over them really quick. And then again, in a future video, I'll read through all of them. So you got Earth, Nobility, Protection, Travel, Empty, Air, Animal, Chaos, Darkness, Death, Destruction, Evil, Fire, Good, Healing, Law, Liberation, Luck, Magic, Repose, Strength, Sun, Trickery, Water, and Weather. So I will go ahead and make sure to create a separate video soon, going over all of these wonderful blessings. So that right there is going to be your options for blessings. Now let's go and take a look at subclasses. The first one is Champion of the Faith. Champions of the Faith are crusaders who use the power of their divine patron to annihilate the faith's enemies. So let's take a look. You're going to still get a deity, normal Warpriest weapon and armor proficiencies. You're going to get spontaneous casting, again, level 1. You're going to get your Sacred Weapon. That's all the same. You're going to get to choose your alignment. Okay, that's so interesting here. So a champion of the faith must select one of the following as its chosen alignment: chaos, evil, good, or law. The choice must be one of the alignments shared by the champion of the faith and his deity. Additionally, a champion of the faith gets blessing corresponding to his chosen alignment, even if it's not on his deity list of domains. His chosen alignment opposite is referred as his opposed alignment. Good and evil oppose one another, just as law and chaos oppose one another. So this is going to be a much more focused subclass when it comes to alignment options and also some of the benefits. You're going to get your blessings, obviously, as normal. And yeah. Now, you're going to get your normal fervor functionality as the Warpriest, the base Warpriest. And you're also going to get your bonus feats. And you're going to get 6 of those. Now, at level 4, a difference here is you're going to get Sacred Weapon Aligned Weapon. So at 4th, any weapon wielded by the Champion of Faith counts as having its chosen alignment for the purpose of overcoming damage reduction. So, lawful weapon, if you're lawful, chaotic, etc. Also, you're going to get the ability to smite. So similar to a paladin, it looks like. At 4th level, Champion of Faith can focus his power against his chosen foes as a swift action. The Champion of Faith chooses one target within sight to smite. If the target is of the opposite alignment, the Champion of the Faith adds Charisma bonus, if any, to his attack roll and adds the Warpriest level to all damage rolls made against a target of his smite. Smite attacks automatically bypass DR the target possesses. So, Paladins, for example, this would work against all evil. Here it doesn't necessarily have to be evil. If you're lawful, this will work against chaotic, for example. In addition, while smite is in effect, the Champion of the Faith gains deflection bonus equal to the charisma modifier, if any, to AC against attacks made by the target of the smite. The smite targets a creature that's not of the Champion of the Faith's opposite alignment. Smite is wasted with no effect. Smite effects remains until the target of the smite is dead or the next time the Champion of the Faith regains spells. The Champion of the Faith can use the ability once per day, plus 1 additional time per day for every 4 levels beyond 4th, to a maximum of 5 times per day at 20th. Using the ability consumes 2 uses of fervor. Then you're going to get the normal Sacred Armor at 7th, and that's going to upgrade 10th, at 13th, 16th, and 19th. So you are not going to have a traditional Sacred Weapon progression, it looks like. So it's just going to be very specific. You're going to have the Sacred Weapon alignment feature. So as opposed to having the, +1, +2, +3, +4, +5 buffs, you're only going to have that for Sacred Armor, it looks like. So there's the sacrifice you get there. And then you still get the Aspect of War feature. So in a lot of ways, very similar to the Warpriest. So you're going to want to reference the base video for that. But again, you're going to have this very specific focus on an alignment and getting buffs and bonuses against elements or creatures of the opposite alignment. All right, moving on. You got the Cult Leader. Referred to as fanatics, lunatics, or obsessives, cultists see themselves as genuine devotees of their deity and the hierarchs of those devotees. The cult leaders are the most fanatical of them all. Cult leaders are known for turning reasonable hearts toward corrupted teachings and striking at those that get in the way of their agenda. So what do we got here? Still normal deity selection, spontaneous casting, blessings. So you get your 2 blessings. You get your sacred weapon selection. Now, different weapon and armor proficiencies than normal. So cult leaders are proficient of all simple weapons plus hand, crossbow, rapier, short bow, and short sword, as well as the favored weapon of their deity. They are proficient of light armor and light shield. They do not get weapon focus as a bonus feat as a Warpriest normally would. It also looks like they can't use medium or heavy shields. They can't use medium or heavy armor either. Well hidden, so they get a +2 bonus stealth checks. And level 2, they get fervor as normal. But similar to a rogue, they're going to get sneak attacks. So a character can catch an opponent who is unable to defend himself effectively from her attacks. She can strike at vital spots for extra damage. Characters attack deals extra damage anytime target would be denied dexterity bonus to AC, whether the target actually has dexterity bonus or not, or when the target character flanks the target. Now, the flanking requirement is what you're going to use most of the time to get sneak attack bonus. The extra damage is 1d6 and increases by 1d6 at later levels. You're going to get a total of 66 with this subclass at level 18. Additional damage is precise damage, so it does not get multiplied on a critical hit. And also, not everything can be the target of vital precise damage. Your character must be able to see the target well enough to pick out the vital spot and must be able to reach such a spot. So golden rule, if it has vital spots like organs, you can probably do it. So it's not going to work against like a golem, or it's not going to work against, a blob, for example. You're also going to get a bonus combat feats, but it looks like there's only going to be 2, according to this. So you're going to sacrifice a bunch of bonus combat feats to get those sneak attack damage, which is probably worth it. You're still going to get your Sacred Weapon as the base feature, and that's going to upgrade all the way to level 5. You're going to similarly get Sacred Armor and the ability to upgrade that to level 5 plus 5 as you level up here. And that's, again, the same as the base Warpriest class. In addition, level 4, you get Enthrall. A cult leader can try to fascinate all enemies in a 30-foot radius. If the enemies fail the will save throw, DC 10 plus half Warpriest level plus Wisdom modifier, they are fascinated for a number of rounds equal to your Wisdom modifier. And this consumes 2 uses of your Fervor ability. Also, get hidden in plain sight at 12. Cult leader can use stealth skills even while being observed. That's kind of nice. And finally, you still get the aspect of war, which is the same as the base class. So, as you can see, very sneaky hybrid of rogue and warpriest. Pretty cool. Next, Disenchanter. While many warpriests focus on threats of the body, the Disenchanter focuses on dangers of the mind and the soul. Using the power of his patron, the Disenchanter seeks to keep the power of magic in check. Normal deity selection. You're going to have, looks like, normal Warpriest weapon and armor proficiencies. Spontaneous casting. Your 2 blessings. And Sacred Weapon. So far, so good. Normal. You're going to get the functionality of Fervor as described in the base class. Now, bonus feats. Whenever a Disenchanter gains a bonus feat, he must choose from the following list: Great Fortitude, Improved Counterspell, Iron Will, Lightning Reflexes, Skill Focus, Knowledge Arcane, or Spell Focus Abjuration. At 9th level, adds the options of Disperse Synergy, Improve Greater Fortitude, Improve Iron Will, and Improve Lightning Reflexes. At 12th, adds Destructive Dispel, Ray Shield as options, and you do not need to meet the prerequisites for this. So that is important. So unlike the other war priests that need to use kind of combat feats, they instead are going to they're going to need to pick from this list. And it looks like I'm just kind of looking at it. I don't know if you get one. I'm assuming you get one here at level 3. It's kind of not super clear, but then you get one at least at level 9, at 12, at 15, and 18. It looks like you're missing one right around here at level 6. So either it's a typo or it's something you sacrifice to get these other benefits. You're going to get the Sacred Weapon, and that's going to have normal progression, it looks like, all the way to level plus 5. You're going to get Sacred Armor, again, normal progression, capping out level 19, plus 5. But you're going to also, at level 4, get Mystic Interference. Disenchanter can channel a burst of pure abjuration magic to grant protection for himself and allies within 30 feet. Affected creatures receive a +1 bonus on saving throws against spells and spell-like abilities for a number of rounds equal to the Warpriest level. This is Sacred bonus if the Warpriest is good aligned or able to spontaneously cast cure spells, and a Profane bonus if the Warpriest is evil aligned or able to spontaneously cast Inflict spell. Using an ability consumes 2 levels of Fervor ability at 8th level, and every 4 levels after. Bonus granted by Mystic Interference increases by 1 to a maximum of +5 at 20th level. You're going to get Banish Enchantment at level 6. So the Disenchanter learns to focus Mystic Interference as a standard action. He can consume 2 uses of Fervor to target a single creature within 30 feet with a targeted dispel magic effect, which is kind of nice. And then let's see here. Finally, you're going to get your normal aspect of war here. So again, focus to less pure combat ability bonus feats and this mystic interference related to abilities. So that is the main difference with the Disenchanter, which kind of makes sense. You're disenchanting, you're dispelling. So, and obviously really high, as you notice, very high ability for saving throws of various kinds. Next, you're going to have Feral Champion. Oh, this one's pretty cool. I like this one thematically. So Feral Champion. When a Warpriest devotes himself to a god of the natural world, he is sometimes blessed with supernatural powers. Allow him to evoke animalistic powers and fury. Channel your Sabretooth or Wolverine. Okay, so you get your normal deity selection. You're going to get normal Warpriest and armor proficiencies. Spontaneous casting as normal. The ability to get a sacred weapon as normal. But then you're going to gain Sacred Claws rather than empowering a physical weapon. Feral Champion grows claws as a primary natural weapon on each hand. These claws deal damage as a Warpriest sacred weapon, which is pretty cool. And then you're going to get Feral Blessing. So a Feral Champion must take the animal blessing and does not gain a second blessing. So hyper-focused, and you only get one instead of two. Now level 2, you get your normal War Fervor, and then you have your traditional bonus combat feat progression, where you will get a total of 6 of them. At 18, this is the normal Warpriest. You're going to get the ability to channel energy as normal at level 4. A Sacred Weapon progression is also there, and again, it's going to cap out as +5 at level 20. Now, difference here is you're going to get the Wild Shape, which is really cool. At level 7, Feral Champion gains Wild Shape as the Druid ability, same name, and treats his Warpriest level as -3 as his effective Druid level for the purpose of the ability. However, Feral Champion does not gain the ability to take on elemental or plant forms within the shape. So you can use it once per day at 7th level and 1 additional time per day every 4 levels thereafter for a total of 4 times per day at 19th. So because the -3 modifier, it won't be as powerful as if you were a Druid shape-shifting. Level 7, you can shift into a wolf. Level 9, you can shift into a leopard. At 11, you can shift into a bear. And at 13, you can shift into a Smilodon. So again, there you go, Smilodon. If you want to channel your inner Sabretooth roleplay, there it is at level 13. So that is the Feral Champion. Moving on to the Proclaimer. A Proclaimer is the polar opposite of Faithful Wanderer. See above. Rushing into abyss twisted wastes with nothing but his weapon in his hand and a faith in his heart, shouting his deity's name to the skies. Most Proclaimers don't survive their first day in a hostile environment, but those who do become stuff of legend, boasting the spirits of crusaders near and far. Literally get thrown to the wolves. So let's take a look at the subclass. You get your deity selection, traditional Warpriest weapon and armor proficiencies. You're going to get your 2 blessings. The sacred weapon feature is normal. And the ability to spontaneously cure, looks like. Now, at level 2, you get the feature of Cleanser of Evil. At 2nd level, Proclaimer can hold his weapon aloft and shout his deity's name as a swift action, spending one use of fervor to deal 1d6 points of holy damage to all evil outsiders within 5 feet. Shout, shout, let it all out. Oh man, 80s are getting channeled. So at 5th level and every 3 levels after, the damage increases by an additional 1d6. At 7th level, the effect expands to include an area within 10 feet of the Proclaimer and expands by 5 feet every 6 levels thereafter. A Proclaimer cannot use fervor to damage undead or to heal. Interesting. Next, so you're basically sacrificing the channel, or it looks like it then. Yeah, you're sacrificing the ability to channel energy for damaging or healing. Instead, you just have this cleansing of evil feature to use fervor on. Pretty cool. Again, normal bonus combat feat progression. Again, get up to 6 of them by level 18. You're going to get normal sacred weapon progression, it looks like. Yep, maxing out at +5 at 20. Also, related to that, let me see here. Oh, this is just talking about the Cleanser of Evil. It's the icon is mimicking sacred weapon. So not a big change there. Now, at level 4, you're going to get a feature called Zone of Sanctification. Proclaimer can spend 2 uses of Fervor as a move action to use his Cleanser of Evil ability and create a Zone of Sanctification in the same area. All evil outsiders in the zone where it becomes active must succeed at a will saving throw DC 10 plus half the Proclaimer's level plus Wisdom modifier or be pushed back until they're out of the area. So it creates a safe zone. Let me see here at level 7. Interesting. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a typo because it doesn't mention a progression. Yet it has the same Zone of Sanctification. So potentially this isn't fully filled in. So either it's going to add an extra feature or empower it in some way because the base descriptor does not tell you how the Zone of Sanctification changes. So do keep that in mind. This is probably because this is in beta and still needs to be filled out, as this is definitely a newer subclass. And then Aspect is War. This is the same as a traditional Warpriest. Now, last but not least, we have the Shieldbearer. This is Shieldbearers are divine warriors who stand on the front lines of battle, shoulder to shoulder with the soldiers of their people. So it sounds already like an extra martial Warpriest, but let's take a look. You're going to get your normal deity selection, normal Warpriest and armor proficiencies. Spontaneous casting is a feature. Blessings, 2 of them, as normal. Sacred weapon, but you also get shield adept. When carrying a shield, the shield bearer adds a shield bonus on concentration checks to cast defensively. Yeah, and just confirming, they cannot use tower shields. I was wondering if maybe they did since they were a shield bearer. Now, also similar to the base class, as you can again check out in a timestamp for the Warpriest base class portion, you get the Fervor functionality and bonus combat feats as normal. So again, getting 6 by level 18. You're going to be able to apply Sacred Weapon. Interestingly here, so I think this is misplaced because it states very specifically, a Shieldbearer treats shields as sacred weapons instead of his god-favored weapon, though the Shieldbearer can still designate additional weapons as sacred weapons by selecting them with the weapon-focused feat. Shieldbearer's sacred weapon damage applies only to attacks made with shields. Shieldbearer does not gain the ability to enhance sacred weapons until 7th level. For every 3 Warpriest levels beyond 7, the bonus increases to 1 to a maximum +5 at 19. But you do get the sacred armor. So Shieldbearer gains the ability to enhance shield with his divine powers as swift action. The ability functions as sacred armor, except as follows. The power grants the shield a +1 enhancement bonus. The bonus does not act as an attack or damage bonus when the shield is used in a shield bash. So for every 4 Warpriest levels beyond 4th, the bonus increases +1 to maximum +5 at 20th level. So basically just saying it's increasing its defensive capacity, not offensive capacities when you use the shield bash. You can enhance the shield of any of the following armor special abilities instead of the listed for sacred armor. You can get arrow deflect, blinding, fortification, heavy, light or moderate, reflecting, and spell resistance 13, 15, 17, and 19. So obviously big shield focus here. And you do get the ability to channel energy at 4th. Here you see the progression for Sacred Weapon. And then you get Sacred Armor. Again, this is talking about in reference really to, it should be just called Sacred Shield, you would think. But, you know, wording. And so that again, by level 20, you're going to have the ability to buff your shield up to +5, your sacred weapon up to +5, and you get Aspect of War. So very much martial focused, and you lose the ability to buff the rest of your armor, instead focusing on the shield. So very specialized, and that of course ends the Warpriest line. Again, as mentioned, I will create a separate blessing video and make sure to link it here interlink it here as soon as that is up. And for all your deities and domains, questions, check out that video that I will make sure to link. Now, again, guys, if you're watched so far to this point, thank you for watching. You want to support the channel, you like my content, like and subscribe. I am also, I just started streaming simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube. Still pretty new to it, but I'm looking at it as an opportunity to talk to you guys. If anybody wants to chat about this game or any other games I play, I will be streaming every Tuesday and Thursday from 8:30 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Pacific. In addition to trying out different games, probably my videos that I had where I was playing the beta of this version, I'll change from having them be normal videos to the streaming, mainly if I want to have a prolonged stream as opposed to the videos as they were before, limited to 1 hour. And again, I feel like over time, if I gain an audience, great opportunity to talk to you guys, answer questions, and kind of meet some of those social needs of interacting with people for me. All right, guys. So again, this has been Leeroy Gaming, and I will see you guys next time.